man touching ass or not? And quiet as it's kept, baby, I'm more confused than ever. Cause Cameron just said he was sticking his fingers up the ass. Lord have mercy, Jesus. Somebody help me out with this. Nessa girl, I know I'm calling y'all a day late and a dollar short with this Real Housewives of Potomac review. But bitch, I got real shit going on in my life and I'm just getting around to it. Nevertheless, this reunion, it was 3 parts. I'm telling y'all, they could have consolidated it into 2 because last part 2 was a whole bunch of nothing. And this was a whole bunch of did Michael touch that ass or if he didn't. Drop down in the comments right now and let a queen know if you believe Michael touched that ass. Michael didn't only touch that ass, he went home and jacked off the thoughts of that ass. Oh, nasty fucker. Either way it goes, let's jump down into this reunion. Talking about sex. Candace and Chris got a problem because Candace say it's just decent. Lord have mercy, Jesus. If that wasn't passive aggressive, now Candace, you can't be talking about it's big and it's brown, but the sex is decent. Child, big, brown, and inadequate, I guess. I just wasn't expecting a newlywed to say the sex was decent. I mean, damn. Candace, you are college educated. You know what decent mean. Decent is nice for lackluster, but I don't want to be crooked in this moment and say it's bad. Chris, you gonna have to go down to Amazon and buy you the Kama Sutra book or tie her up, or better yet, listen to that song that go, slap me on my ass, pull my hair, then give it to me. Slap my ass, pull my hair, then give it to me. Slap me on my ass, pull my hair, then give it to me. Because it sounds like that's what it is she want, but or better yet, ask the other Chris, because see, Monique said after they 3-month drought, she more than satisfied. See, Candace, that's what you were supposed to say. We satisfied. You know, Robyn said they was fucking like bunnies, now they fucking like puppies, which is nasty. That's some more underage human sex trafficking shit, because I ain't no puppies hunch, but that's a whole nother conversation for when I start reviewing Nat Geo Wow. Moving right along. Robyn and Juan talking about remarrying. You know, I am glad that Juan seems to be on board with it and did not give some evasive, vague ass answer. He was like, you know, yeah, because I'm not gonna lie, Robyn looked very desperate these earlier seasons, as if she was the one who was putting all the energy and trying to reconcile this situation, and Juan was just over it. We've come to find out, and Robyn and Juan will probably never say this, but the crux of their issue was the fact that Robyn lost all their damn money. Juan ass didn't go nowhere because he couldn't go no damn where, and it was in the best interest of them financially to stay together. But he was mad, and I don't blame him. I don't risk my body, fucked up my knees, and tore up my bunions on this basketball court to earn this money, and fooling up with your ass, we done damn lost it all. Bitch, I am internally and eternally upset. Nevertheless, Juan is not a pimp, Robyn is the hooker, and she prostituting these Real Housewives of Potomac streets, building back up that bank account. And I'm pretty sure every time that check come home and Robyn name, she handing that shit over to Juan and say, hey daddy, and you know what, I ain't even mad, work ain't honest, but it's finally starting to pay the bills. And I think now that they're getting back to the money, Juan is able to find some resolve in his heart for the bad financial situation that Robyn made, and Robyn is able to feel less and less guilt as they're able to get back to where they once were and in a comfortable financial situation. So Robyn, beef it up, remain messy, try to get to that $1.5–2 million mark on this show, get your Nene Leaks on, get your man, and do what it is you got to do. And keep on flipping them houses and tearing up your mama credit. But shit, then again, you be falling out with her and having to get a second damn job on marriage boot camp with the mama. But that's a whole nother situation. Then they bring out messy ass Michael. Let's get to it. Here's the thing, right? From a sheer human nature perspective, I completely understand Michael and Ashley both just wanting this thing to go away, right? I get it. Nobody wants to discuss their most embarrassing moment. Nobody wants to discuss anything that will potentially put them in jail or cause them to get sued. Nobody wants to discuss anything that just makes them look like a fucked up human being and tarnish any type of legacy, both socially, personally, or trade, personally, socially, or business-wise that they've built. So I totally get why Michael and Ashley want this to go away. However, the thing that is most upsetting about this situation is that in an attempt to make this situation go away, y'all cannot take exception with or get attitudes with people for using their damn common sense. And it was either Robyn or Karen who said, you know, neither one of us were there, we didn't see it. However, you can't completely negate us for having some sort of doubt when looking at the situation in totality. And Robyn and or Karen, I was paraphrasing, but they're absolutely right. You know, fine. As a friend, because I've done this in situations right now, in relationships that I've been in. As a friend, because you told me you didn't do it, I am voluntarily choosing to be naive, and I'm going to go along with it because you are my friend. However, what you not going to do is get to singing Anita Baker fairy tales and completely dismiss how it could be possible that somebody would assume this or be inclined to believe this. See, here's my thing. Where there is smoke, there is fire. And had the cameraman situation been in one-time isolated incident, then it'd be okay. But Ashley, and I'm talking to Ashley in this moment, even if I'm willing to give you the benefit of the doubt and say that all these isolated incidents that everybody is talking about are isolated incidents that exist exclusively mutual of one another, you cannot just overlook the fact that when you add them all together, they tell a story. So on one token, we've got butt patting someone on the butt is something that we do fluidly in Australia, okay? So we acknowledge that you have butt patted or that you don't mind butt patting because it's a cultural thing. But then we flip to this person says you tapped my butt, but you didn't do it. You've tapped Andy's butt before, and that was fine, he didn't mind. You tapped Andrew's butt before, okay, he didn't mind. You tapped Hank's butt before, okay, Hank didn't mind. But you didn't tap this person's butt who was willing to sue you on top of that. You know what I'm saying? Don't pull this whole 6'4" man. And see, listen, y'all were being too nice on that reunion, the whole cast, Chris, all the guys, and I get it, out of respect, you just don't want to take a person to task on something like this, but I would have given, y'all needed my articulate ass to explain what the fuck was going on, because I would have taken Michael's ass to task, and Chris began to. I just wish Chris would have been more assertive and not looked up in the sky with his whole, normally when you bump into somebody you say, excuse me. First of all, listen, when I went down to Florida State University and got my degree in economics, those people didn't teach me nothing about human psychological behavior. However, okay, bitch, I've been around the world and I enough to know that Michael's response was one of guilt. I don't bump many of boys, men, and everything in between in the penis, in the ass, in the groin, in the chest, in the face by mistake in the club. And this is simple, oh, my bad, man. Excuse me. Oh, my bad, man, you good? I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, People can tell when something is accidental and when something is purposeful. You see what I'm saying? As many times as a crowded club, I've been walking and perhaps tapped a guy on the stomach or the chest or the abs or in the groin, or a woman in the breast. People, they do one of these. I'm sorry. Ooh, you know what? And it's a friendly, you exchange a smile. Oh, girl, I'm sorry. Oh, my bad, man, I'm sorry. Not, please don't do that again. When somebody says, please don't do that again, it implies that they've registered said action as intentional. You don't tell somebody, don't commit an accident again. Bitch, you don't fucking run into a pole and the police say, please don't do it again. You can't tell somebody not to have an accident again because an accident is not premeditated. It's an accident. That man firmly said, please don't do this again. Which means whatever the fuck it is you did registered as intentional in his mind. And your gut response, if it was an accident, would have been, what are you talking about? Or you would have took offense and been like, wait a minute, man, you tripping. It's an accident. If I would have bumped into somebody in the club and they would have been like, hey, man, don't do that shit again, I'd have been like, nigga, who you talking to? It was a fucking accident. Chill out. That would have been my response, not, okay, I'm sorry. Like, you doubled down and was like, okay, knowing that you did something wrong. So that for you to get your ass on TV and all these different places and now want to get mad at people, that touches my number one pet peeve, which is playing on my intelligence. I'm looking outside and I clearly see that the goddamn sky is blue, but you gonna sit here and tell me that it's red, then got the nerve to get mad with me because I'm not seeing red skies. And as much as you try to convince me that the sky is red, it is obviously blue. Michael and Ashley, both of y'all, fuck you. Y'all talking about these friends are not supportive and they didn't provide a safe space. First of all, I don't want any friend that's gonna uphold me in my bullshit. The proper thing for you to have done, Michael, was to have been like, I regret that the whole situation happened. We're trying to put this behind me, and just kept your goddamn mouth closed. You should have just kept your mouth closed and let it blow over. But for you to get mad that people don't believe y'all and then want to leverage the friendship because people don't want to go along with your lies, let me tell you something. The rest of the cast is better than me. Because I wouldn't have given you and Ashley's ass the opportunity to end these friendships. I would have beat your ass to it. Fuck it. My response would have been, I am all down for supporting friends through thick and thin, through hard times, mistakes, and bad decisions. However, I will not stand by any friend who has an expectation of me to play dumb, blind, or stupid to their damn bullshit. And as a result of that, I choose not to be friends with the Darbys because I don't want no delusional bitches around me. And if they're this delusional about this, what will it be next? Me personally, I wouldn't be nowhere trying to pacify Michael and Ashley's asses. Fuck them. Because y'all ain't wrong. They is wrong. And Ashley, the only reason why I ain't super mad with you is because I understand your strategy, mama. You know what I'm saying? Get it. You gotta stand by that man, because listen, you so disposable in that man's life. He was ready to let your ass go about your damn mama. Now your mama somewhere living in a damn tent, can't even get her hair done, and quiet as it's kept, her ass need to be living down somewhere to the damn mental institution. But that's a whole nother video for a whole nother show. I ain't finna go in on your mama in this episode. Bravo, I will say this. I respect the fact that Andy did come behind the production company and clear up the messiness that they did, because these production companies will string along different clips and make it all seem like it was one and it wasn't. So yes, Michael touched the cameraman's ass in one clip, but that was Hank talking in another. Okay, I'm glad that they cleared that up. But that one piece of inconsistency doesn't completely negate the whole story that's been told for seasons and seasons and seasons. Listen, something did happen, and when you were telling Chris he didn't know what he was talking about, Chris said, listen, bitch, this is a job. All of us are employed by Bravo, and I got a call from the HR department about this. Something did happen. I said this in my last video. It is not easy, and it is frowned upon for men to come forward with allegations of sexual abuse. It is not easy for men to do that. You know what I'm saying? And for that man, ain't nobody, first of all, if the man was trying to extort your ass, he wouldn't have went to HR. Okay? Because then he wouldn't have been able to extort you. He would have had to go through the proper channels through the job house. You know what I'm saying? If he was trying to extort your ass, he would have just outright extorted your ass. Oh, and I forgot this. Why didn't it take Michael's ass to task about, oh God, I was drunk and I was mic'd up. I probably said some things I shouldn't have said. Bitch, you wanted to suck that dick. Then your ass was caught overseas naked trading pictures with boys. Listen, Michael, ain't nothing wrong with sucking dick. I used to suck it. Now I stopped in 2007 because it's low class and I don't do that no more. You know what I'm saying? I just don't. I didn't know no better. You know what I'm saying? I do some other things with it sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But ain't nothing wrong. Ain't nothing wrong. Ain't nothing wrong. Ain't nothing wrong with it. I was about to go somewhere that was so right, but this ain't about dick sucking. I'm gonna move right on. I'm like, Juan, I ain't talking about this shit. One thing that I did like, and going back to my frustration, Michael made it an attempt to discredit everyone, and Chris raised a very valid point. What gives you all the credibility and everyone else no credibility? You know what I'm saying? And that is a very valid point. You know what I'm saying? And here's what we have to do. If we agree to meet in the middle, Michael, I'm willing to disallow 50% of the allegations against you. You can choose whichever half you want to disallow, whether it be I'll suck his sausage, whether it be you touch the cameraman. However, it still leaves Andrew, Hank, and the other guys' butts that you have touched. So, okay, fine. You may not be gay. You may not be sexually fluid. Maybe you got Parkinson's disease. I mean, maybe you got acid reflux in your joints. I mean, make it make sense. You're gonna have to give me something. Maybe you got Tourette's or Tourette's. You're gonna have to give me something to explain away why your hand ended up on all these people boongie and something more than I did not do it. You know, Giselle raised a valid point about you not wanting to apologize to Ashley for putting her through something. And again, you keep saying, but I wouldn't be if I'm apologizing, it suggests guilt. That right there, the fact that you see it that way and can't wrap your head around what they are saying, to me suggests guilty conscience in itself, because somebody who did not do anything has no problem in just standing up and saying, even if you say, despite the fact that I remain innocent and I did not do anything, I hate the fact that any of my actions may have been misconstrued and misinterpreted and caused something like this that has brought embarrassment upon my wife, stress upon my wife, and duress to my family. That is what you say. Bitch, I got away with words. Let me tell you something. I'm a whole lot of things, but dumb ain't never been one of them. That's what you say. There's a way you can remain innocent. There's a way you can claim your innocence and still say, I'm sorry to your wife. Because the thing about it is, this whole incident, this whole fiasco is not unsolicited or unwarranted. You did something. Even if it's you stepped to the right when you should have stepped to the left accidentally. You did something that brought upon this shitstorm of bad press for your wife. And for that you should apologize. And then the fact that you are so adamant about going after Robyn. And I'm going to tell you something. You were talking to Robyn and calling her drunk just a little too strong for my liking. And I was sitting there waiting on Juan to go the fuck off on your ass. But something gives me that Juan is much like myself, that he's patient until he isn't. Because see, I don't have a middle gauge. And my fear is if Juan would have opened his mouth and started letting your ass have it, that it was going to be some smoke in the city. You know what I'm saying? So he just remained. But you made it a point. You came there and just made it a point. And I'm sure that's some old attorney tactic. You know what I'm saying? Your counsel done told you, let's discredit the witness by painting her out to be drunk. Let's try to poke holes in the story. Was it dick or was it sausage? Both of them are phallic. Both of them is long, hard, and pliable. So what's T? You don't see enough to know. It's just sad all the way around. You know, one thing I do like about Karen letting me know, you know, I feel bad, there's still some doubt, or whatever the case may be. Then Ashley took it real low and was like, well, you know, what's the difference between this and me seeing you with that man and people saying you were sleeping with that man? The difference is, Ashley, at best, the only allegation that you could make is Karen's on dates with other men. Karen's entertaining other men. Karen is out and about with other men. Nobody's seen Karen sleeping with this man. Nobody's heard Karen on and on with this man. Nobody, I don't think, said they saw Karen kissing this man. All that is speculation at best. People have seen, we have seen your husband touch people on the butt. Your husband has admitted, per his culture, they touch people on the butt. And your husband has also been heard saying this. So, they are not the same. And lastly, bitch, Karen had me hollering when she said your husband sticking fingers up people's butts. Karen was trying to be nice, but you kept pushing her. The roses and the thorns piece, I really did like that. The one that moved me the most was Candace and Monique saying that they apologized and hated their friendship went awry. And it did. And, you know, Candace, this just was not your season. And I'm trying to figure out why. You know, part of me wants to lean on that Candace was going through so much stress with her mother that it caused her to act out in certain ways. But that's a cop-out. And if I allow myself to accept that excuse, then I have to also accept that Candace is kind of stupid or dumb. And I don't believe that. And I don't want to believe that Candace is stupid or dumb. Candace, I think a lot of what you did fell more on immaturity. And I gotta take this call, so I'm gonna call y'all back. Hello?